So, it's Hallie. Welcome back to Undercurrents. When we last left off, we were in the middle of Sayori's route, and this lady pulled us aside, I guess. I'm recording this like right before it has to go up, so this is gonna be a real quick one.
Aika drags me to an unused classroom where she unlocks it, walks inside, and places me down on a chair. Alright, you have 6 seconds to explain yourself. I don't think I could mistake the look on her face if I tried. Okay, I'm going to tell you something, but you need to keep it a secret from absolutely everybody. Aika leans onto the wall next to me, her face now morphing into frustration. I will make no such promises after what you just pulled. Do you know how much this could damage both of our reputations? Do you even think before you do things? Or do you just assume that everything will work out, like one of those happy little stories your club members like to read? Well, surprise, no, your actions have consequences. I didn't want to have to drag you here. I'm not supposed to be using this room for anything. And yet here we are, because you don't know how to keep your panties on. Wait, I'm not finished. Do you understand what you're doing to Sayori? She's hurting because of you. Act like an adult and make a decision for yourself for once if you dare. Wait, what do you know? Did Natsuki tell her after all? Oh, please, I see the way you two look at each other. I hate getting involved, so I'm only going to say this once. Make a decision. I don't care what decision you make, but make it. So, how much do you know? I know more than you realize. I see. Aika's frustrated look melts away, and she approaches me, pulling up a chair. I'm sorry that was so blunt, but we both know that you couldn't make a decision without it. Sayori's your best friend. It must be hell for you to try and work out where you stand. Tell you what. If the festival goes well, make your decision then. No need to force yourself, yeah? Aika's face is close to mine, dangerously close, and the now sweet smile makes me return one in kind. Again, I'm sorry for being so blunt. To be honest, part of it was saving face in a public environment. The other part is, well, I care about you guys. I just want you to be happy, you know. Yeah, but you should be too. I'm sorry I'm sorry to have made you go through that. Aika's expression shifts, one of confusion. Sorry. I want you to be happy as well, you know. Me? Why would you worry about me? Because you're my friend, and I care about you too. Ha! Go figure. She stands and motions toward the door. We probably shouldn't be in an empty classroom alone for much longer. It might make lives difficult for us. Yeah, you're right. We leave the room, and after sharing a smile, return to our classrooms for the next period.
I forget what we did that she had to pull us aside.
After the end of classes, I make my way to the club room. Even considering all that, I still can't focus on class. Hell, if anything, I was more distracted. Aika told me to make a choice. I know what she means, and I get that. I really do. I just don't know what choice I should make. Why wait until after the festival? Wouldn't it be smarter to choose beforehand? Hell, why didn't she make me pick then and there? Because she knows. She understands that I can't. It's not a choice I can make, even if it was. I already know my answer. I had that answer within me years ago. That hasn't changed. But I'll wait until after the festival. There's less than a week, so we really should be focusing on that.
Oi! Are you coming in or just planning on standing there the whole day?
I'm still standing outside the club room, and Natsuki appears to have come out to chastise me.
I don't know what you did, but I do have to thank you. Sayori's in a better mood now. At least she seems to be. So thank you. Now come on, we have prep work to do.
Huh, yeah, we do, don't we? Stepping inside, I see Sayori working hard at making decorations. Yuri's in the corner, hard at work at writing. Monica seems to be doing some paperwork. Natsuki seems to be sewing something. It looks like a curtain. Huh, she never struck me as someone interested in sewing. Regardless, after looking around the room, I wonder what I can help with. I glance toward Natsuki, who's making some rather obvious gestures towards me. She's pointing at Sayori. I give her a smile and squat down next to Sayori. Hey, Sayori. Want a hand? Sayori pauses, holding the scissors in a loose grip. She turns toward me. Sayori beams.
Yeah, I love one.
Sayori and I work on some decorations in silence. We exchanged greetings, and then just started working. Most of them are being made out of paper, but there's also some fabric that she's been working with. I suppose I shouldn't complain. It isn't an uncomfortable silence. I'm more happy to just exist next to her. Her hands soar over the paper like a glider in the wind, gently yet deliberately. Selecting the right color paper to match the one she already holds, she glues them together, forming a simple yet gorgeous flower design. My skills are not as pronounced, but with the extra time I take for each, they still look all right. Every time she moves, my eyes are drawn back to her. Her dexterous fingers caress the paper and fold it in such a way that I simply couldn't look away if I tried. The small smile on her face, the determination in her eyes. It reminds me of what happened last night. It isn't the same face, but it doesn't matter. She's still Sayori. Noticing my stare, she turns toward me.
Did you want it?
What? I see the way she moves her lips as she speaks. I was attached to them less than a day ago. I kissed her. To be honest, I'm still floating a little from it.
You know.
Ooh, those eyes. The smile she gives me is like nothing I've ever seen. It's both playful and something else. Well, I would never say no, that's for sure. Sayori smiles at this. A smug, cheeky grin as she leans closer toward me. I prepare myself. Closing my eyes, I start to tense up from anticipation. And then, I feel Sayori's hands. They're next to my ear. Huh? She's doing something above my ear. Opening my eyes, I see her lean back, appreciating her handiwork. What?
There you are, all yours.
Confused, I reach up to my ear. She's placed the paper flower there, seated above my ear. Did she? No, there's no way that was deliberate. In a way, though, this means more to me than if something else had happened. It proves that she still enjoys my company. It means that, through it all, we can still be friends. As we finish packing up, I notice an uneasiness wash over the room. Like a chill breeze, what had been the sound of bustle was now as silent and empty as a tomb. Glancing towards Sayori, I see her expression has soured. Monica's, too. In fact, everyone would appear to be locked deep in thought. Maybe I haven't been around long enough to get to it, or to get it. As I contemplate what it might be about, I feel a tug at my sleeve. Sayori is holding it, looking up at me. Her expression of loneliness is unlike anything I've seen before. It suddenly occurs to me that I've seen a lot of Sayori lately, sides of her I never knew existed. Knowing someone needs to break the atmosphere, I open my mouth. What follows cuts the air like a knife.
Do you guys really want to perform the festival? Or for the festival?
Every head in the room turns to face her.
I know we've done a fair bit of prep work already, and the paperwork's already done, but...
Okay, look. You made it one word before, and it's 2 words now. Just be consistent. I don't care. I don't even know if it's supposed to be 2 words or 1 word. Just be consistent.
I don't want to force you guys if you really don't want to. There'll be other chances to get members, and you aren't exactly an experienced club.
My eyes darts around the room. The 3 girls are considering Monica's offer, weighing up their options. I'm sure at least a couple of them think it's a trap. That Monica's trying to trip them up for some reason. But I don't think so. I don't claim to know Monica all that well, but I think there's something else going on here. Why would she want to shut down something she's worked so hard for? Something's going on.
You don't have to say anything right now. All I'm saying is, if only a couple of people want to read poems, then we shouldn't all feel obligated to. And if I'm the only one, well, then there's no point in forcing everyone to participate.
The club continues to maintain silence. That is, until I feel Sayori let go of my sleeve.
Monica, we all agreed to this. No matter the reason, it's bad form to back down now, right? At least that's what you taught me. And I, for one, won't back down. It might not be just you having reservations, Monica, but I know us. Even if we're scared, we will still get there in the end. How else are we supposed to grow without that initial leap?
She turns back to me. The smile she now wears is a torn one. The smile of a burned friend.
There are no redos, no second chances.
She turns back toward Monica.
So, let us have this. Let us learn from our mistakes. And to do that, we need to make them in the first place.
I'm in awe. Who is she, and what has she done with Sayori?
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Her expression darkens.
I'm sorry for putting everyone through that. We should probably break for the day. I'll see everyone tomorrow.
As everyone files out of the room silently, Natsuki approaches me.
She's not just talking about Monica, you know.
And with that, the clubroom is empty. After a long sigh, I spread out over the couch. This day was long, but I'm not unhappy. Far from it, actually. I spent some quality time with Sayori. We walked home together. But something's still on my mind. That conversation with Aika. To an extent, I know exactly what she means. No, that's a lie. I know exactly what she means. I just can't, or rather, don't want to face it. As soon as I do, I hurt Sayori, no matter what I pick. She's my best friend. She's the most important person in the world to me. But if I hurt her by dragging her into something she doesn't want to do, then I would be the worst possible person to have ever lived. I can't do that to her. I know that she's always been one to tag along whenever we did things as kids. She'd always just agree and go along with it. But I can't get that look out of my head. It's haunted me for all these years. The kiss I never should have attempted, the one I gave her before all the hell, the misery of the past few years. That was the day I lost Sayori. That was the day I swore to never hurt her like that again. But it was more than that. That was the worst day of my life. And at that point, it had only just begun. Losing my best friend was just the beginning of the nightmare. The nightmare that I still traipse through today. I couldn't drag her into that hell. I'd rather die. Sayori, what have I done? Huh? Who's at the door? Getting up, I drag my sorry corpse over the front door, slowly dragging it open. Sayori?
Surprise!
I thought you said you had stuff you had to do at home.
Yeah, all finished, so I decided to head on over.
I'm struggling to see the logic, but I certainly wouldn't complain. We should probably have a chat anyway, in all honesty. I wonder what she's got in her bag, at least. She never brings a bag over, considering she lives next door. What is she planning?
Are you going to invite me in?
Oh, of course. I let her enter the door, and we head toward the living room. So, what brings you over?
Oh, that's a surprise.
Alrighty. I'm fairly certain the confusion on my face has been picked up by my best friend, but she proceeds to ignore it. Alright, keep your secrets. Shrugging, I follow her toward the kitchen.
Yo, where are they?
What are you after, Sayori?
Oh, nothing. Nothing in particular anyway. Just go sit on the couch. I'll be on in a minute.
If that isn't the most suspicious smile I've ever seen from her, I don't know what is. Regardless, it would be uncouth of me to disobey. Best to let her have her fun. Besides, I'd be lying through my teeth if I said I wasn't curious. Placing myself on the couch, I shrug nonchalantly. It's far from the first time she's done this type of thing. If she needs any help, she'll ask. After about 5 minutes, I hear a sound from behind me.
It's ready!
I start to turn around to face her, but by the time I do, she's already placed herself squarely on the couch right next to me.
Ta-da!
In her hands, she holds two... Wait, are those the witch's old wine glasses? And what's that inside? It's bubbling away merrily. Oh, she didn't, did she? I smirk, if just a little.
Surprise!
Oh, that's right. I never told her about what happened with my mother. It happened right after we stopped talking. I mean, it's all right. Honestly, I haven't seen that witch of a woman in years. To hell with it. She doesn't want them, so I may as well make use of them. Handing me the glass, she motions toward her mouth with her own. She wants me to drink with her. Something about this, despite having never drank with Sayori before, feels nostalgic. It reminds me of how we used to hang out, dreaming of being adults. We gently connect the glasses, and a hollow ring calls out through the room. Placing glasses to our lips, I feel the cool liquid rush down my throat. The sweetness, mixed with the alcohol, warms me, calms me. It reminds me of drinking with my father on my birthday. It was the first time I'd seen the bastard since I was in middle school. He'd come back to celebrate with me, even cut a business meeting short to do so. It was the nicest thing he'd done for me in a long time, and the first birthday I'd had where I hadn't been essentially alone since my mother left. Before I knew it, the glass was empty in my hand.
You too. I'll go grab some more.
We should... Shh. Sayori places a finger to my lips.
No talking, just relax. Can you do that for me?
I nod wordlessly and she grins. Leaning back, I watch out of the corner of my eye as Sayori wanders back into the kitchen. A few seconds later, she returns with the bottle in hand.
Saves having to get up and grab it each time, you know.
Well, yes, but I think that defeats the
Oh, what did I just say? Can't you just have an evening where you don't stress over something?
I look away from her concerned face. I see why she's doing this now. She's been worried about me. Oh, hell, I've been worried about her too. Worried about making her uncomfortable. Worried about projecting an image of her that doesn't exist onto her. For lack of a better term, I've been worried sick. Sayori is the most important person in my whole world. The last thing I would ever want is to hurt her. You're right, but the same goes for you. Let's just kick back, shall we? It'll do us both some good.
Yeah, that's true in a way. Well, if we both want to relax, why don't we play a game?
The cheeky grin Sayori now wears as she places herself down next to me, newly filled glass in hand, would normally fill me with a little apprehension. But not today. I trust Sayori. I think I've finally come to terms with that. Yeah, sure. What did you have in mind?
Well, to start off with, how about 2 truths and a lie?
Okay, so we each tell 3 facts about ourselves, and the other person needs to guess which is the lie.
Yeah, and if you get it wrong, you need a drink.
I mean, that would be fun, but don't we know each other too well for that sort of thing?
Well, there's a lot you don't know about me, I'm sure.
I have to force myself to not double-take. Is she flirting with me? Then quite likely the same goes for me.
Since it was my idea, I'll go first.
Well, Sayori, that sounds like a super fun activity. But as I noted at the start of the session, my goodness, I am recording this literally right before it's about to go up on YouTube. So we're going to stop it there, and I'll get the rest of the session later. That's going to do it for now. I'll be right back. Bye-bye.